Hello friends! I need to update my journals, so my art journal, my bullet journal, and my commonplace journal, and I figured I would take you along for the ride with me, starting with my art journal. Now I should mention that this is an old moleskin planner, and it's very much like a very junky place for me to just kind of put scraps from my life in, to just keep my hands busy, to get all of my doodles and my scribbles out, you know, for my bad art. And it's been really fun for me to have this and to just draw without thinking about whether something is going to be good or not. But here is what I did for this update. I had these 2 pages that I had glued down just random papers on, and I wanted to add more stuff that I had lying around. So I'm putting down a Dollarama receipt that I wanted to save, and I wanted to try and stop it from fading, so I actually put down Mod Podge on it, and that didn't work. It did kind of still fade, but I'm hoping that it'll stop from now on. Then I added some Terry's chocolate orange wrappers in the top. For some reason I really wanted to save them. And the very lo-fi in the corner up there, that's the name of my ASMR channel if anyone wants to check it out. I'll link it. And then on the other side I glued down a thing from Vessi, which is my shoe brand, not mine, just a shoe brand that I wear, but I really like their like little card, so I decided to glue it down. And I had to weigh it down because it was not sticking properly. And while I waited, I brought in like a red crayon that I think I got when I went to a pumpkin fair in the fall with my friend. And then I came in with these pastel Sharpie fine liners that I recently bought, and they're not that great. They weren't coming up on the tan paper, so I just brought in my chunky giant black marker. And I just did some scribblies, just because I wanted to fill up the space and not really think about what I was doing. So yeah. On the following page, I had a bunch of stickies that I wanted to put down. It was like a quote that I want to save for an illustration later on, and I put down some stuff from a recent interview that I had, the questions and the time. The spread isn't finished. I'll come back to it and add more like little doodles and stuff in the future. I didn't really feel like doing anything else to it. And then same thing, I went back and added a list that I had that I wanted to save to a page where I kind of glued some random stuff down too, and again I'll finish that on a later date. Okay, and now for some drawing. I wanted to give the pastel Sharpie liners another try, and they still weren't coming up really great, but I tried to keep going. I was just doing some random flower and like outlining them with different colors and trying to see which one stands out more, but then in the end it was kind of frustrating, so I came in with just some Crayola markers, because why not, and I added some pencil crayons, which is fun, but I kind of felt like I wanted to keep going, so I came with pencils. And I just did a little house. It's like my trademark at this point. I just love landscapes with just one single house. And crayons, I didn't really think about it too much. And then I thought of a quote to add at the top. For the March cover page, I took inspiration from my February cover page because I really liked how I did that. And so that means I stuck a sticker down from this like roll of washi tape that I have. I think it was cherry blossom, so I probably could have waited until April, but whatever. Then I wrote March at the top, and I messed that up, so then I had to add like a bunch of lines to make it look like it was on purpose. And then underneath I went and wrote a little monthly calendar, which I planned to cover up with a piece of paper, and I did do that, and stuck it down with some washi tapes. but the problem is because it was round, it wasn't really opening up properly, so I had to go in and change that later. The piece of paper looked really bare though, so I ended up going in and drawing a little flowersy. And again, I wasn't loving it, so I ended up taking that off and doing something else later on. Then on the second page, I did my little monthly tracking calendars for medication and going on walk / gym. And then I did my little ideas section where I write down any ideas that pop up for my YouTube. Then I just added some washi tapes and stickers for decoration, and then transferred some of the stuff that I didn't do from the previous week into this week. That happens quite often, actually. And this was my March spread and the first week of March weekly spread. Yay, updated! And now, last but not least, we have my Commonplace Journal that I needed to be updated too, because I read a book that I really wanted to write down some quotes from. So here's that clip. Hello, it's another day. Do you like my shirt? Maybe I should get on a bed so you can see my shirt. Now my teeth. I'm all gray. I bought it from a thrift store for like $4, so I'm really happy about it. I look a little bit like a bug because I stayed up late last night finishing this book, Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. Oh my god, this book wrecked me. I cried so much. By the end, I was just like sitting in my bed, curled up, and I was like sobbing after I finished it at like 2 a.m. and then I went to bed after I cried, and the salt really fucks with my eyes, and then I wake up and they're really swollen. But I have a couple of quotes that I want to write in my Commonplace notebook, so I'm gonna do that. The first one is like the very first like kind of quote that you see as you start reading the book, and it says, "The problem with my life is that it was someone else's idea." But it was very like teenage angst. But I really related to it. I feel like I felt like that most of my life, and there's a lot of things in life I feel like, you know, like I didn't ask for this. I don't like the way that this is. I can't control any of this, so I'm gonna write that. And then the second quote is, "Everyone is always becoming someone else." I thought that was a really good one too, just because we're all constantly changing, and just because you know someone 1 year doesn't mean you know them the next. And I think that's something that's so scary, but also really beautiful. Friendships that you've had for a really long time, sometimes you grow into different people and you're no longer compatible, and it sucks and it's weird. But it's best to let them go, and then other times you grow together and you are compatible, and it's fantastic. And it feels that much more meaningful to have been able to grow and evolve with someone. Junie's here. She said shut up and open the door. Yes, baby, I'm coming. Hi, baby. Hello. I'm sorry. How dare I? Oh my god, absolutely ridiculous that I closed the door. I know. Yeah, hello. I'm so sorry. I love you. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the little updates that I had to do. Thanks for coming along with me. I really like sharing all the work that I do. It's really fun. And I'll see you in the next video, which I'm currently working on. Bye!